Elon Musk is now promoting QAnon. They say since 2018, the saying "follow the white rabbit" has become synonymous with QAnon. Musk has tweeted a version of that.
What year?
2018. Is that what I said? So Elon Musk tweeted "follow" and then a bunny emoji. It's an Alice in Wonderland reference.
History started in 2018, though.
Well, of course. Yeah, I mean, that's when the simulation began. We just have false memories implanted in us. It's the only explanation. So this is where we're currently at. Let me put it this way. Let this be a tremendous white pill. The media is so desperate, so panicked. The corporate press is so panicked to go after Elon Musk. They have to take this follow and a rabbit emoji, which could be a Matrix reference, and then try and claim he's promoting QAnon.
Oh, dude.
They may as well just say he started Gamergate at this point. Yeah, Gamergate. That was Elon. History started in 2018, like you were saying.
It's like they don't have nothing to attack him on, so they're just starting to make things up out of nowhere to generate clicks.
That is exactly the case.
I mean, think if you're in their position. This is like a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's all, I mean, you've seen the Twitter files coming out and all that. I mean, it's everything that we knew, but now it's obviously been substantiated through these Twitter files. And I mean, I'm sure they are freaking out. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to throw anything at the wall that can stick.
But does anybody buy this? It's like just the insanity. I mean, do they all know they're lying? You're like every single one of these Twitter leftists, they're like, yeah, that's right, it's QAnon. Like they have to know they're lying.
I imagine there's a portion of them that believe it, you know, just like there are a portion on the right that believe whatever crazy thing, you know, anyone can come up with from the right. But I think mostly it's a functional way to smear Elon Musk. It's just, you know, spaceship man bad.
Right. Now, because of this article, they're going to put in his Wikipedia page. He's a conspiracy theorist who promoted fringe theories, blah, blah, blah.
They'll go ahead and it'll be idea laundering. You know, he puts up the white rabbit, so they say that it's QAnon, and then someone else will say it's QAnon, referencing that, just like they do, you know, idea laundering and reference each other. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, it goes into his Wikipedia, and Elon Musk is then, you know, the QAnon space guy.
That's a great saying, spaceship man bad.
Spaceship man bad.
I like that. I'm tweeting that.
Take a look at this story. This one's really, really funny. Daily Mail says, breaking news, Twitter has stopped paying rent on San Francisco offices as Elon Musk considers not paying severance to axed employees. Now, when you hear that, you're like, whoa, that's crazy. Let me break it down for you. It says Twitter has allegedly not paid rent on its San Francisco headquarters or offices around the world for weeks. It's been December for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So he hasn't paid rent for weeks. Yeah, because you pay on the 1st.
I haven't either.
Oh, no. I haven't paid my mortgage in a month because it's due at the end of the month. It's like, oh, it's been 3 weeks. This is the level of insanity for smearing Elon.
It doesn't matter if it's news or not. It's just, can we create a narrative that sounds negative?
It's so weird.
I mean, it's not that weird if you think, remember the way that anytime a negative headline could be written about Trump, they did the koi pond thing. You know, it's any time you can write a negative headline.
They edited video footage to make that story, right?
Yep.
So the koi pond thing, Trump is hanging out with Shinzo Abe. Abe dumps the food in, and then Trump goes, okay, and then dumps his in as well. But they zoom in so you only see Trump, and then said, haha, what an idiot, he threw all the food in. And then when you look at the unedited video, you can see he was just following Shinzo Abe's lead, and they made up a fake story. But they actually tried to make up some decorum violation. With this, it's just like, he hasn't paid rent in weeks. And they all start saying it. And then I'm seeing this from everybody. They were like, in weeks? Is he doing a weekly lease on his buildings? He pays weekly?
Right.
What's your point? I don't understand.
But Tim, you know, Trump was also bad because he had 2 scoops of ice cream. If you remember that, I mean, that was some serious ethics violations right there. And I think he also walked into some toilet paper. I mean, that's a guy that needs to be stopped.
And he had bigger salt and pepper shakers. Oh, you see that? That's amazing. And there are people who say to this day, Trump never denounced white supremacists and neo-Nazis.
I know that you're right, and it just blows my mind that the video of him saying that is out. It exists. It's out there, and it has been put onto Twitter saying, "Oh, he never condemned them in response so many times, and they still, he never did.
There are still people I meet where I say, did you know that Joe Biden said if you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting $1 billion? They go, that never happened.
That absolutely happened.
It's on video. He says he did it.
It's literally in a like think tank press conference.
Council on Foreign Relations with Richard Haas, the president of the Council on Foreign Relations, sitting there, literally talking to him on record, on video.
And he's like, and people applaud.
But Rachel Maddow said it wasn't real, and so people just believe whatever she says without even bothering to look.
Yeah,
it's a crazy reality, man. It's one of the contributing factors to my simulation theory. There's no way a functioning sentient being would just be like, I don't know if it's true, but it must be.
Do you know who? This is a bit of an off topic, but do you know who Adam and Sitch are? They're YouTubers. They do a stream show. Anyways, they have this. They talk about this idea that most people basically have the existence of like an elephant and a rider, and the elephant is your emotion and the rider is kind of your brain that like makes the actual decisions. The rider can't really control the elephant. The elephant's going to go where the elephant wants to go, right? If you're the rider on top of an elephant, you're kind of doing what the elephant wants. You hope that you can convince the elephant to do what you want it to do, but the elephant is still going to do what it wants to do. The fight or flight, like you can think, but if you're scared, you're going to fight or flight. The guy on top thinks he's in charge, but he's not really. He's the rider. He's actually kind of just the PR department explaining, rationalizing what the elephant did. So really, most of our life is our cognitive ability rationalizing the emotional reactions that we have. That's like most of the stuff that we, most of our behavior all the time.
Here's the crazy thing about this story is that 20 years ago, it would all just be true. You'd have no way of checking it. A newspaper would write, Elon Musk promotes fringe conspiracy theory. And then you'd be like, must be true.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's right. You mentioned Rachel Maddow, and we did talk about body doubles. Is Chris Hayes her body double?
No, yes. Michael Knowles' is.
Okay.
We actually have...
Smoky Mike, right?
Smoky Mike. We have drawings of all of our guests. And so when Michael Knowles came, Jessica, our artist here, drew Rachel Maddow first.
Yeah.
And so we're like, here, when you sign this picture of you, and he hands it, he started laughing because it's a picture of Rachel. He signed it. We have it on the wall. And then we're like, no, wait, there's a real one. Sign the real picture. The real picture is good. Yeah. But I am proud to say that MSNBC is rated as fake news by NewsGuard.
I am not surprised at all. And they should be. Absolutely.
And I will say, I know it's not a silver bullet, but when you're visiting your family for Christmas or whatever, you can at the very least pull up on a browser, or I don't know if there's a mobile app, and be like, guys, I don't know what you believe or why. I'm not going to argue with you. I just want you to know that NewsGuard says MSNBC is beware, it's fake news. Okay? And they're going to go, yeah, well, so is Fox News. And you can go, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I'm just telling you, you guys are watching weird conspiracy garbage. I'm not here to tell you what's right or wrong. I'm telling you, be careful with the weird conspiracy stuff you're watching. I was telling a friend of mine, he was like, my family just watches all this MSNBC and CNN. And I was like, here's what you do. When you're talking, you say, I don't know about all that political stuff, if they start bringing it up, and be like, guys, you're listening to Alex Jones and all this stuff. And when they invariably get really, really angry because they hate Jones, what you're trying to do is conflate in their mind what they think of as conspiracy in a way they understand it, and accusing them of doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So you just, like, I would play it off like, look, I don't know Rachel Jones or whatever. It's that weird conspiracy garbage you're watching on the TV. There's that NewsGuard thing. They said it was conspiracy stuff, and you're watching it, and then let them get all flustered, and just be like, I don't know. You guys go watch your weird alien stuff, your lizard people stuff. I'm not interested.
It makes me wish I had in-laws to go and upset.
And then, and then when no one's watching, no one paying attention, secretly put on "Died Suddenly" and then act like you didn't do it yourself. But more importantly, especially with the holiday season, I think we should expand on this topic just a little bit before continuing on the conversation here. But I think if you truly do want to understand somebody, you got to do it from an empathetic kind of way. You got to kind of understand where they're coming from. You got to kind of listen to them, and then you could formulate a kind of response there, taking some time. But you could only open the door. You could only, put out the water. The horse has to drink it themselves. So I think that's my 2 cents when it comes to dealing with family members who don't see eye to eye with you. Empathy and understanding goes a long way. Also, just listening to people goes a very long way. And then you could understand why people believe a certain idea. A lot of it is usually based on fear. A lot of it is usually based on kind of instincts and emotions, as you were mentioning, and not logical thinking. And if you could calm down the emotions, and you could not have that kind of aggressive stance, and you could just say, hey, let's actually reassess this maybe at a different time. Or, hey, I don't know what to think about this. What do you think about this? And giving people that kind of information that way could be a lot more conducive towards waking people up towards the true reality of this world, rather than the conceived closed notion that, of course, the government wants them to have.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.